Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing,
running, and all things adventurous.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or weekend warrior,
we've got news updates as well as interviews with athletes
and other key members of our athletic community.
As a weekly show since 2017, we have covered everything from
championship and virtual races
to fundraising events and FKTs. And now, here are your hosts,
Michael Stefano and Caitlin Ritter.
Standing on the corner, lost all my clothes.
Hey guys, Michael Stefano.
And Caitlin Ritter.
And Caitlin, how was your weekend?
It was good. We did one of those not zero gravity. What was it?
Sensor deprivation float tank.
Yeah, where we floated for an hour separately because you didn't want to be with me.
Because
I would talk the whole time.
Yep, and that does not sound like as good of a time because I can have that any other time. So yeah, it was really fun. Like $60. I can't.
You thought it was fun?
It was relaxing.
Okay.
Like it's the most relaxed I've ever been while being sober. So that's pretty great.
Maybe you should go more often.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But again, it's only like $60. Which
well, we had a Groupon.
Oh, that makes sense. Do you know how much it was originally?
No.
Okay. Well, still pretty cool. If you haven't done it before, I'd recommend it. It was a good time. And we also went out with friends. We assembled the trifecta of babies.
Yeah, Courtney, Benjamin, and Hallie all got to meet each other.
Yeah, when we went out for like a little like birthday thing, so that was a good time.
None of the babies are ours.
No.
We're not hard launching them.
Nope. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors.
Mudgear, use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. And Caterpie, use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase. And it looks like they're kind of like rebranding and coming to America.
That's the thing. He's talking about when they rebranded and came to America like a decade ago.
Oh. I misunderstood.
That's why I took it as a news story. Yeah.
Oh. And
but he goes into like the behind the scenes as to like why they changed things, which was interesting.
Right, because they made it from
Japan,
like a more Japanese approach to like a more American, like
very like kawaii
vibe.
With their how it looked and everything.
And then use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Spartan, Deca, or Tough Mudder. But you cannot use that code for World's Toughest Mudder for people who are wondering.
Nope. Yeah, a lot of people looking for a World's Toughest Mudder code.
If anybody has a World's Toughest Mudder code, let us know.
Right.
Hint.
And shout out to the $5+ patron supporters.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Cheryl Miller, Lauren Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irek, Brent George, Logan Nagel, Asa Connington, Seth Renderknech, Steve Bacon, Robert Landman, and Julianne Perkins Estes.
Yeah, I hope you guys checked out the was it July Patreon video? We plan to do the August one later this week. And there's also the interview video, because I always put those up too whenever we have a Zoom interview.
Will we get the August video up before August slips away?
Probably, yeah, that's the plan this week. Yeah. Why the choice of slips away?
The Taylor Swift song, it's like August slips away.
I like that. That makes sense. Did not know that. And shout out to the OSA Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks.
The Podfather. Check it out over at theosareport.com. I don't really know what's going on in the group text. I checked it yesterday. Nothing really stuck out to me.
We were talking about toe socks.
Oh, okay. They're also assembling the Fantasy Football League, right?
Yes.
And you're going to be in that?
Yeah, I have my team name is That's What She Said.
Nice. Very good.
How is that delivery? You get the reference?
It still kind of sounded like she. Yeah, that's what she said. Oh, God. Yeah. That's what she's had. Yeah. Pretty good. And shout out to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizolara, Joshua Reed, and Kevin Gregory Jr.
Yeah. I thought about you guys in the float tank. That's a weird thing to say, but yeah. And did we do a poll this week?
We did not.
Okay, that's okay. I thought of one, but I didn't put it out there. We're going to go right to quick news, starting with a news story that Caitlin found, which is very exciting. This is how I found out.
Justin Manning is having a baby. Another one. His wife posted going into 40 to 41 with a +1. The math is mathing in the most beautiful way.
Awesome. Congratulations to the both of them. Very exciting. And then you also found this one, Caitlin. You've been on a roll with the quick news. Appreciate that. Sometimes it's harder to find.
Well, I've been on summer vacation for the last 2 weeks, so I've had some time.
That's true.
Lois Bastien's 16,526-day running streak has ended. She was known for having the world's largest running streak at the age of 88 years old.
Wow.
Do you know how many years 16,526 days is?
More than 10.
45 years.
Wow.
A 45-year run streak.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Insane.
And why did it end?
It doesn't say.
What? That's like that's the question there.
Sorry, I don't know. It doesn't say.
Well, that's still incredible. Very cool. And you said it's a she?
Yeah, Lois.
Oh, very cool. Well, you're a badass, Lois. That's very cool. I found this one. This was pretty exciting. Level 99 is now at the DMV. And if you're like me and thought the Department of Motor Vehicles, that doesn't make any sense. But Caitlin, you brought up that DMV would be DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yes.
Yes, so it's in the Tyson's Corner Center. And if you're asking, what's level 99? Maybe I haven't ranted about it long enough. It's a series of escape rooms, and it's really fun. And I took my coworkers there, and it was awesome. And I love it. It's. I'd love to do a whole episode on it sometime, but I'll have to reach back out to the company and see if that could happen. That'd be fun.
How would you rank the things you love?
What's on the list? Like video games?
Video games.
Video games is at the top.
Pokemon, level 99.
OCR?
OCR.
Are we really going to get into this? Okay, so video games first. Level 99, OCR, Pokemon.
Wow.
Yeah. What were you confused by?
I'm surprised Pokemon is so far down on the list.
Yeah, I mean, I play Pokemon Go, but that's really all that I do. There's so many new... If you all saw, Mega Victory Bell, it's not as bad as Mega Dragonite.
Where would you put me on that list?
I think you'd be at the top. Video games don't cook me food.
That's kind of rude.
I needed a funny way out of that one.
I shouldn't ask questions to things I don't want to know the answer to.
Mm-hmm. Next up, FISO put out their OCR World Championship obstacle reveal of the Tours Trophy 1. This is a demonstration of this fun little rig that they have out there.
Oh, that does look like fun.
Seeing so, this might be the first year where they get their shit together and there's no real bad things that happen. Because in Sweden, I think things will go much, much better.
Why were we just talking about Sweden? Oh, because we went to IKEA.
IKEA, yep.
DECA Europe is excited, and they said, we're proud to announce DECA UK is partnering with Cancer Research UK. It says in 2016, which I did not know this, DECA co-founder Yancy Kulp received a call that changed his life, a cancer diagnosis. He faced a year-long battle with colon cancer, knowing firsthand the mental and physical challenges it brings and the life-changing impact of support. Cancer Research UK is the world's largest cancer charity dedicated to saving and improving lives through groundbreaking research, influence, and information.
Nice. You didn't know about his cancer diagnosis?
No, I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I guess I know very little about him.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. Hopefully meeting him later this year, depending on what events we choose to cover. This next news story comes to us from Hybrid Fitness Media. It was 5 days ago, but they said yesterday was the first test run of Lifetime Games. The following athletes took place in the 17-station fitness race. A whole bunch of people looking at the Instagram handles. Nobody I recognize, because we're not typically a hybrid podcast, but I want to give a shout out to that because that is an interesting news story there. I don't remember if we talked about this on the show, but CBJ teased his...
Christian Brown Johnson.
Yes, teased his Guinness World Record attempt plan, but now he's out and saying that he's doing it to bring awareness to Parkinson's disease and help find a cure. As he's watched his grandfather endure the disease now for a few years, he set a goal to raise $50,000 for the Michael J. Fox Foundation. So hopefully he'll get that by the time he reaches his final 50K in Miami, Florida on November 21st, 2025.
Oh.
What?
I thought it was the Michael J. Fox organization, its foundation.
Yeah. Why does it say? Oh, because I'm on my personal account. I'm like, why doesn't it say that I like these posts?
Baleen Bean posted 69 miles, 18 laps, 29,100 feet of elevation, gain and loss, 20 hours and 18 minutes. Running the Everest Challenge for the Gretchen Weller Foundation was not only an incredible experience, but it was a privilege. I'm extremely grateful to receive such an enthusiastic support from friends, family, and the EHS cross-country team and the community.
Nice. This is the last news story, unless Caitlin can find some podiums, but this comes to us from Inside OCR, and they said, sad to learn that Monty Montgomery has passed away at the age of 97. Monty Montgomery was the oldest Spartan race participant. He completed courses all over the country over the last several years. Rest in peace, Monty. And a little behind the scenes is that he was someone that was on our potential episode lists, and it's a bummer that we never got to it, so we should really get back to that list.
Perfect. And then, well, not perfect. That's sad news. I don't know how to transition to this.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the Ottawa Spartan Sprints Men's Elites. In third place, we had Adam Beach. In second place, we had Ethan Puppets. And in first place, we had Brendan Neely.
Oh, good. He's still out there racing. Love that.
And for the women, in third place, Leslie Huffman. In second place, Elise Hewitt. And in first place, Beatrice Monine Silvestri. And for the Spartan NorCal Super, in third place, we had John Howard III. In second place, Jeff Shady. And in first place, Giovanni Mendoza. And for the women, in third place, Jenny Kitchen. In second place, Chandra Summerby. And in first place, Savannah Salinas. And for the Spartan Ottawa Super, for the men, in third place, Jean Michael. Now, how would you say that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or Michelle.
Bealu.
In
second place, Tyler Krashanki. And in first place, Evan Puppets.
Ethan.
And for the women, in third place, Elise Hewitt. In second place, Karine Leviel. And in first place, Beatrice Mayen Silvestri.
Perfect. Now, there's 5 secret links down below. Go and check those out. But let's get to what this episode is all about. So it took quite a bit of rescheduling, but we were finally able to have Mike Strobel on the show. So we talk about his background in sport, thoughts and experiences with adventure and hybrid racing, success with both the Spartan US National Series, World's Toughest Mudder, potentially chasing the Holy Grail, and many more things. So let's get to the interview with Mike.
Mike Strobel. I'm from Portsmouth, Virginia. I live in Virginia Beach, Virginia right now, though.
Nice. So what was your athletic background before finding OCR? How did you find OCR? Give me your whole backstory.
Yeah, so high school, I played football, baseball, basketball, all that stuff. But I was really good at baseball. I grew up my whole life playing baseball. So I got into Division II college, Chowan University. I played college baseball there. When I graduated, it's kind of funny. I became one of those gym bro guys. I was real big up top, and I was real small legs, never hit legs. I was chest day every day type guy. And one of my friends, my good friend Kirsten Velasquez, was like, hey, she found Spartan racing because she played softball, and we worked at we worked in the same hospital. And she goes, yeah, this thing, Spartan racing, do you want to do one with me? And I'm thinking, yeah, I can. I'm in great shape. I'm in amazing shape. I'm 26 years old. I was yeah, how hard could it be? So I went, and it was the old Virginia race, the one that was in the mountain.
Okay.
So we did that. And it's, back then, it was a super. Supers are 8 miles, 8 or 9 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay, yeah, 8 or 9 miles. I can run 2 or 3 miles. Should be fine, right? We get out there. I cramp up within the first mile. And I cramped the whole time. It took us 6.5 hours to finish. And then I was God, that's the hardest thing I've ever done. And then I was talking to this guy in the festival area, and he goes, there's an elite side to this. And I was what does that mean? Well, how much faster can those guys be? I did it in 6 hours with his 4. And Robert Killian had won. They were he did it in an hour and a half. And I was what? I was that's insane. And ever since then, I was hooked on it. I just wanted to get better and better. And for the first couple of years I was doing it, I ran open. And then when I really started taking it serious was the first year they did the age group stuff.
Yep.
They had switched age group over from competitive to age group. And I was okay, I'll start doing the age group stuff. And it was me and I want to say 7 other guys who were really good, really good competition. We push each other every race. That's what really got me into like the competitive side of it.
Nice. I love it. I also never get sick of the stories of people getting punched in the teeth for their first race. Like, it makes me think if it was easy and people like had like a really easy first time, I don't think they'd come back. So it's good that they have that challenge of like, wow, this beat the crap out of me. I want to get back and get my soul back, you know?
Yeah, I can definitely say like if it would have been easy for me, if I would have just ran out there, like went out there and did great, I don't think I got as obsessed with it. I think the part of it that made me like super obsessed was thinking I was in like such great shape and then coming in and being like, oh, wow, like, I'm actually in terrible shape.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about working on your weaknesses, right? Like as you said, like being a gym bro guy, like you got the upper body, but like you may not have grip strength, and grip strength is key. Like we know that now, but so good.
Yeah.
So you've been having yourself pretty solid 2025. There's a few things I want to get to, but before that, I saw that you took on your first adventure race. I have some curiosity with that. How did that go for you?
It went good. Like I've been with Team Onyx for like 3 years now, and the first 2 years I kept wanting to do they sponsor me. So the first 2 years I kept wanting to do an adventure race, but just stuff kept getting in the way. Like I would have like a World's Toughest to go to, or I'd have West Virginia every year would interfere, and just stuff just kept happening. So last year, finally, I had nothing to do that month, and they had an adventure race. And I was like, sick! I finally like get to do one of these. So we went out there, and we didn't finish, but it was during a nor'easter. Like we did the race during a nor'easter. It was my first race. I feel like I did really good for it being the first one, but we had a guy on our team who was injured. He had a knee injury, and he was actually about to get surgery the next month. And me and the other guy didn't know that. He didn't tell us. So when we got out there during the biking and like the hiking up and down the mountain, his knee just couldn't take it. We had to make the decision to like, hey, look, we're not going to be able to finish this race. But like I enjoyed it. I'm actually have another one signed up for November, the end of this year. So me and Team Onyx will be doing that.
Nice. Yeah, communication is key, especially for those team events. So that definitely sucks that he kind of got screwed over on that one.
Yeah. It was super fun to like the mountain biking portion of it. I had a blast doing that. Like as soon as we got on the bikes and started going up and down the mountain, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to like this.
Yeah, that's sweet. How much like orienteering is there? Because that's like the biggest barrier from an outsider looking in.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So when you first do it, okay, so they give you the map like 2 hours or something like that right before you start off onto the race. And then so you get like an app, like you get like 2 hours to map your stuff out. And then when you get onto the course, like they run you through like this little practice thing so they can make sure you can orient like decently. And then they push you off into like the regular race. Okay. But there were parts where like I wasn't in charge. Like that's the only thing I really didn't feel comfortable with. And I was like, I will do whatever else you guys need me to do, but there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. And they were like, yeah, just like help out as much as you can, and we'll find different things for you to do. That was like their job. But in the middle of the race, the one guy who got injured really couldn't help the other guy. So I kind of had to help with that. And it's tough. I couldn't do it right now by myself. Yeah. So you really have to find someone who, one, knows how to do it and that you really trust. Because there were points in time where we'd be walking and he'd be like, I'm like 70% sure we're going the right way, but I don't really know. And it's weird because you're stuck with like, okay, should we keep going and try to find a landmark, or should we turn around? Like we found ourselves doing that a lot. And then we'd be walking and go, okay, like this trail we're on should bear to the left in like 200 meters. So if we start bearing to the left, then we're going the right way. So you'll start walking and you'll start going, like every trail is kind of like this. So you'll start going one way and you're like, oh, maybe we're going the right way. And then you'll go the other way and be like, well, maybe this is the wrong way. It's like, it trips you out.
Yeah. That would bother me so much because it's one thing to get lost when you're having like a training run, like, oh, just get some extra miles, like whatever, it's a good time. Yeah. But like when you're racing and you're like the engine's like full steam ahead and you're off the rails, like that's gotta be super frustrating.
And to know it's like, if you get lost, it's your fault. if you get lost on a Spartan race, it's your fault. But then a lot of people are like, hey, like, y'all didn't have it mapped out great. But like, if you're in an adventure race and you get lost, they go, man, we gave you a map. They give you the little SOS thing to call if you get super lost. They told us that they have like prompted messages up there. And they're like, okay, so like, I don't know why they gave this little beeper thing to me. But it's way too much responsibility. And the first thing they were like, okay, there's like little prompted messages. If you get lost, go through the messages, and it's like hurt, need assistance, but it's not like life-threatening. Just we're quitting. We want to like need somebody to come pick us up. It's like messages like that. So you just pick yours and then send it to them.
Well, that's pretty
cool. And there's one red button at the top. There's one little red button at the top. They go, do not press this little red button. If you press this red button, they send helivacs. They send everything to your disposal. So do not press it. And they were like, here you go, Mike, you hold this. And I was like, why would you pick me? This is my first race.
Should be green for the amount of cash that you would lose for the helicopter and all that. That's wild. Yeah. Again, the multidisciplinary like aspect of it definitely appeals to me. It sounds like a great adventure, but I would need like an orienteering for dummies course or something like that.
Yeah. They hold some. There's a bunch of people who, just want to grow the sport. And if you can find somebody, they hold like little classes. Well, they'll teach it to you.
Okay.
And they're usually, if not free, then like very cheap.
I had, I think a couple years ago, I had a woman on, I think it was like Possum Jump Adventure Racing or something like that. I think it's Georgia or somewhere on the East Coast, but more south of us. And she was saying like, yeah, I have beginner courses, this and that. And it definitely seems alluring. And then another offshoot of, multidisciplinary sport, fitness racing, hybrid racing. I saw that you took on High Rocks as a doubles. Was it in DC? How did that go for you?
It was just kind of like fun for me. DC, I like the city, and I did a High Rocks like years ago, but I was in like really good running shape, and I wasn't in like lifting shape, and I wanted to do one again, but kind of wanted to do one more for fun because again, I was in really good running shape at the time. So I just did one with a friend he's trying to get into fitness. And I was like, we can go at your speed. We can go like however fast slow you want to do. And we did it together. And then afterwards, I kind of had FOMO and was like, dang, that was very easy because we did open doubles. So all the weights are lower. I was like, man, I might come back and try to race it myself and do, and try to actually do good. So, yeah. High Rocks is one of those things is I always say, like, I'll never plan my whole racing year around it. But if it's close and I can do it, I'm going to try to do one.
Yeah. It seems it's something that I want to try. Boston's actually getting their first one ever. They were supposed to have one in 2021, but due to like COVID restrictions and all that, they cut it. But doubles seems like it's a good, fun time. And then just doing it regularly seems like a hell of a like endurance slug. What are your favorite stations, least favorite stations, and all that?
Yeah, my least favorite is the sled pull.
Okay.
Was really hard for me. The sled push not as much, but the sled pull, like it kept getting stuck the first time I did it. My favorite station was the farmer's carry because that transitions right over from like OCR and burpee broad jump. So fun enough. The two I've done, I've just flown by those. Like I can do burpee broad jumps like super fast. Yeah. But the sled push and the sled pull are like crazy.
It's also tough too because I listen to podcasts on it. Again, I haven't experienced it, but they also say that like the turf can really vary wildly. It sounds like they have like a consistent rug now for their events, which is great. Hated that they started off at the World Championships. Never try something new on race day or World Championships.
Yeah.
But it definitely seems like a unique sport. What do you think about its potential future?
I think it's like the ones I've been to, the atmosphere that's one thing they have absolutely got right. The atmosphere at those races is like nothing I've ever seen before because it's in like an auditorium basically, and everyone is surrounded by like the finish line and all they're following like the races as they go out. It's just packed in there. So like the atmosphere is crazy. And I think that will only grow it. And you see a lot of like CrossFit, they're getting people from everywhere. They get people from CrossFit who are like, I can't do the crazy amount of weight, but I like CrossFit. And then they get people from running who are like, oh, I'm great at running. And if you throw some stuff my way, like I'm strong enough to get through it. So the barrier of entry is like really low and it's hard. So like people are already going to like it.
Yeah.
Where I think it might, it's, we don't know. Like it's, where I think it might take a dip a little bit is you are doing the same thing essentially over and over again. Like it's the same workout over and over again. There's always new people who are going to find it. So, and people are going to get better. They're going to get faster. So we'll see. I think it's still very early, but it looks really promising to me.
Yeah, definitely following up with the whole, like, this, it's a low skill ceiling, like you said, too. Like, you're not going to suddenly have to do handstand push-ups or, handstand walks like you would in CrossFit. So it definitely appeals to that. And then the OCR athletes, the Spartan athletes that miss the tire flip and miss that and miss all the heavy aspects of racing, a lot of them are transitioning over there, too. So it's definitely something I'm interested in trying. DECA, I've done a few of. That's definitely a lot lighter. But the DECA Atlas sounds interesting too. I covered the first one when they had that, and I think that they're trying to go more into like the higher weight things, but definitely seems interesting. I'm keeping eyes on that.
Yeah, so, I think it'll be like I see a bunch of I don't want to say ex-Spartans because like they do them still, but like a lot of the bigger guys who run Spartan kind of get into that, and it makes sense to me, Hyrox and DECA, because like that's kind of like what they're built for.
Yep. Yeah, I think of like a lot of Canadians actually. One of the big reasons I want to have you on too is that you did really well with the US National Series. When did you know that you wanted to take on the US National Series this year?
That's so kind of like when I saw that I had the money to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I always go to that first race. So I knew I was going to be able to get to that first race. And then the second one was on the East Coast too. And I was like, cool. So I can hit both races. And then the third one would have had to be either Utah or the one in California.
Yep.
And what was the third race? Big Bear or I can't 100% remember.
I'm pretty sure.
One of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Utah worked out best for me, but it was like right after World's Toughest.
Sorry.
So I was like, it'll be fine. If I do good in the first two races, I'll just have to like survive the third one. And for me, it was great, like getting third in the series, but I was a little bummed because I was like, I don't think I raced my best in any of those races. That first race, when I showed up, I was not in running shape yet. I wasn't in full race shape. Then the second race, I ran the day before, and I was like, I'm just going to take it easy. I just want to get my legs, out there. And then a bunch of people came who were really good, and I ended up running really hard. I got like second or third place. So that Sunday, I felt like I was a little dragged down behind that. And then the third race I went to, I did 95 miles the weekend before. So I was really happy I did good in the series. But next year, I kind of want to map it out a little better so that I can have actually what I consider like a good performance. Like top 5 is good. Like, yeah. But it sucks when you get top 5 in like, I think the 3 races I did and you feel like you could have done better. You feel like you left a little out there.
Yeah. The series this year, for those unfamiliar too, was all sprints too, which is really unique for Spartan. That Spartan's always focused on like longer is better, this and that, but sprint is definitely a good challenge as well. But what were your thoughts on the series being all sprints?
To be honest, at first when I saw it, I was really upset about it. I like longer races, me personally. When we started doing the series, I liked it better because everything is so tight together. Like the margin of error is very slim in a sprint. And it adds a sense of like someone who's very good could actually lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in a beast, usually one guy can kind of just run away with it. And then like the spear too, with the burpees at the spear, right. I know a lot of people hated it. And I'll be honest, like at first I was one of those people. I was like, why would they do that? That's dumb. But it adds something to the race where like, yes, this whole thing can get mixed up if you miss this obstacle. For me. So I went in, why would they do this? And then I ended was like, I actually really enjoyed that, oddly enough.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I am still a little anti-spear in just that, like,
Yeah.
At this point, the sprints are like the toned down obstacles, right? And so if there's any obstacle that an elite is going to fail, typically barring rain and snow and all the other things that could happen in our races, it's typically the spear. So unfortunately, it's all like the penalty loops. They don't matter. It's just the burpees, and that 30 burpees, like as you said, that it's
Yeah.
high risk, high reward. But like if you don't hit that spear throw, you're done, right?
Yeah, you're done. Especially in a sprint. And when they first changed everything, the penalty loops, I was like, well, it makes it just a cleaner race. And I like the fact that you could miss it and run yourself back into the race. Because, like, especially on the sprints, it's like, okay, 30 burpees is like 3 spots guaranteed. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to. I've always said maybe like just change it on the sprints at least to 15 because it's already 15 on the stadions. Makes sense. I can knock out 15 burpees and still be able to run myself back into the race. But doing 30, it's like that's at least 2 spots.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, we'll see. Like sometimes Spartan listens to us. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. Maybe they'll hear that and be like, you know what, this guy's making some sense.
It's a little optimistic there, but yeah, you're right. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Doesn't hurt. Another thing that's been getting called attention to, and I know our mutual friend Scott the Fan Knowles posted a video on it too, but like how to do a burpee too. And that's something that's been really difficult to judge, and it hasn't been judged well too. So how frustrating is that to like be in an elite race? You're on the line for, the series and money and this and that, and just Spartan not kind of putting the staffing to it that it deserves.
Yeah, it's annoying. Not so much for the elites in the top, because I'll say that like all the guys in the top, they're doing their burpees that I've seen.
Right.
They're doing their burpees correct. But in the age group series, especially in North Carolina this year, I saw some really iffy burpees. And I'm not going to call anybody out, but I 100% saw people not do all their burpees. Like I saw people where I was like, there's no way that's 30. There's just absolutely no way you finish 30 burpees that fast. Like you're cheating.
Yeah.
And that sucks because like it ruins it, So I think they should break the cameras back out. I think they should. And if you skip on 30 burpees, they add like, the 5-minute penalties for like every burpee they were doing. And that'll clean that up real quick, but especially if only for the series, they should do it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Absolutely. It's one of those things that when they say, oh, it's super inconvenient. Well, if you can't, it's tough to punish a penalty, right? Like that's a tough thing. And if you can't staff that, then you can't put on a solid race. That's something that's been bothering me, but hopefully they clean that up for next year.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts? Another change that they had with the 3K series. Were you glad that they moved away from that? Did you take on any of those races?
When they first said that, I always said that in addition to the Elite Series, like maybe making a side thing, I was a fan, but making it the whole Elite Series, I was not for it. Like, I thought it was stupid, to be honest with you. I was like, and it was insanely unpopular online. If they just read the comments of people, and I know, like, sometimes there's a lot of bad comments. For that, I couldn't find 2 people who were excited about that. Like, I don't know why they thought that was good. Everybody was like, yeah, we hate this. And they were like, well, it's fine. Y'all will like it when you do it. And then we started doing it, and we're like, yeah, we still do not like it.
Yeah. Like, I hate tomatoes. No. Try these ones. You'll like these. Yeah, absolutely. Their big push was that it would be media friendly. And when it came down to it, it was just my people in the OCR report doing their damnedest to cover it that way. But it just wasn't as interesting. And I covered the Poconos, the Palmerton race, and it was just a lot of strategy involved that was kind of needless. Of the first trial waves where like you need to go hard, but not too hard, but you don't know how hard you have to go, and that doesn't make for a fun race. So that's one of my big problems I had with it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, and like I said in the beginning, like if you do it, it's like, oh, like we're gonna do. This is a different series. This is our cross series.
Right.
And you do it in conjunction with the actual Elite Series, that's fine. Like in a couple of Fridays, but they were talking about changing all competitive races to this format that no one liked. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Their whole identity has always been sprint super beast. And now they're like, all right, there's this new thing. we're going all in, and it's like, all right, look where it got us. That wasn't the best decision. On the polar opposite side of the 3K is my favorite event, and that's where I first saw you. World's Toughest Mudder. You had a post about getting contender status for World's Toughest Mudder. I think the post was in 2023. Did you run it that year, or what's your history with Worlds?
I've done it every year since 2023, and I think I've got elite contender status, or I got contender status once, and then elite contender status twice. I wanted to say that sounds right. We'll go with that.
Get you that sweet bib.
But yeah, I'll say that's my favorite like series too. If you're calling like World's Toughest Mudder a series, like that's my favorite one. Like they're all very long, they're all very hard, and the culmination at World's Toughest is a huge payoff. Like the 24-hour race as being like the big one you're doing at the end of the year is a great payoff. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna say now it's like it's the cheapest thing to do.
No,
it's pretty expensive, but if you can afford to do it, I would do it.
Yeah, and I try to tell everyone too, like if you're not ready to run it, which let's be honest, half the people there aren't ready to run it. You just kind of get out there and you do it. But just volunteer or do pit crew or this, but it's the best event that I will not miss it. I've been going since 2017. I missed it once for my wedding. Other than that, I'm not missing it, and it's fantastic. Let's go to this event though, being in Beaver Castle. Was that the first time that you've raced out of the country?
Yeah, it's the very first time I've raced out of the country. Had a few hiccups getting over there, but I feel like I raced pretty good. Like my flight got canceled mid-flight.
Oh.
Yeah, we were literally crossing the pond, to go to England, and someone had a health emergency. We had to turn back around and go to JFK. And then when we landed at JFK, we were there. They were like, yeah, we're going to get you guys back on a new plane in like 3 hours. And that turned into like 8 or 9 hours. Like, so I should have been in England on Thursday morning, and I didn't get there till like Friday afternoon.
That's rough.
Yeah. And then, so I got there Friday afternoon, had to hurry up and buy stuff to be able to race with. I didn't have a pit. That's the only time I've done it without a pit. So I didn't have a pit, and we didn't have an awning, like a tent or anything.
Right.
So all our water was just out, and they had a heat wave. So all our water got like super hot. So I thought it was like a miracle I was even able to do 95 miles. Everything went wrong.
No one expected it to be that hot, right? Like, I have some friends out there, shout out Fran, who's saying like, it's so unpredictable, this and that. I'm like, yeah, I live in New England. I get unpredictable weather. But that heat wave was so brutal, and their lack of AC was awful. We went out early and to try to like sightsee and all that, and we paid extra for AC, and it was worth every goddamn penny. So how was it handling the heat? Because more than water, like electrolytes and all that stuff, having to find that balance, right?
Yeah. I heard other people say this, and it's 100% true. Like, I live in Virginia Beach. It's during the summer, it's usually like 98 degrees, 95 degrees, very high humidity. It was only like 80 something, and it felt so hot.
It hits different.
I was like, I don't understand how I'm getting so tired from the heat. So in the beginning of that race, there were guys pushing. I was like, I'm not pushing myself at all.
Yeah.
But this first 6 hours is going to be hell just getting through the heat. So, like, every chance I got, when we crossed that little creek, the first, like, after the barbed wire crawl, and I think Monkey went to a creek, I submerged myself in that every single time. Yeah. I was drinking water. If I felt like even the slightest bit that I was thirsty, I was, like, chugging water.
It's funny too, because people, and it's always just shouting out, always bring your wetsuit just in case. But people go from like hypothermia to people were having heat stroke in this race too, like the beginning stages and kind of further stages. I talked to Charlie Bower, like there's people that really got impacted by that, which it's never really that hot. Last year was also super hot down in Florida too, but this year felt a different kind of hot.
It felt hotter this year. And like, I think the actual temperature in Florida the year before that was like technically hotter.
Right.
But when you were running, I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just more sun exposure, but I was burning up.
Yeah. So other than the insane heat and the fact that like they were also saying like the venue is typically like squishier and stuff because it's clay, but the fact that it got
Yeah,
so hot, like that's a reason why like elites were like blowing out their feet too because it was so hard. But what did you think about like the overall course and like the obstacles and all that they had this year?
I really liked the course. I thought the course was challenging but runnable.
Hmm.
I know some people were saying like the obstacles were kind of boring. I actually enjoyed all the obstacles. The cliff jump thing, that was
Yeah.
cool. The fact that they put a tunnel crawl into the dunk wall into like barbed wire, I thought that was like innovative. And there was one year where they got really experimental with the rig and like nobody could do it.
Oh, but the banana grips, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the banana gift where they had a tire, and it's like that year I was like, well, I don't get like why you would make a rig that no one. I mean, we can't do it fresh. Like
Yeah.
it makes no sense. And I thought like the obstacles were hard, but they were doable for the 24 hours. Like you could keep moving and doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole controversy with the opening up Chunky Monkey in the middle of it.
Killer
I was
Gorilla.
a little pissed in the beginning because I didn't map that out. Like, so when it opened up, I was like, what? And the lap they opened it up was the only lap I was actually struggling, like to finish the lap. I was like, I ran out of fuel and I had ran out of water. And I was like, okay, I just need to it's cool. I have one little climb and then I come around that back half and I'll be done. And then when I saw
Killer
what is
Gorilla.
that obstacle called? Killer Gorilla.
Yeah.
I think I called it something else. Killer Gorilla. I was like, oh no. So I started going up it and I got dizzy and I was like, I really just need to get like food. So I had to walk like the back half of it because I didn't have it in my mind that it was going to be there. You know?
Yeah. It's one of those things that
it is what it is.
I like that they, the course is always changing and evolving. That's exciting. The only thing I didn't like is when I interviewed Giles, he said that it was reactionary. Like the athletes were getting too many miles. And it's like, that's kind of frustrating to me because it's like, kind of graded on a curve if you're like too heavy-handed with it. But at the same time, they're like, well, we don't want this year to be the easiest. No one wants to say that they went to the easiest World's Toughest Mudder. So there's that too. But also like, damn, that would have sucked.
I understand that, but like Rocco was moving, like Rocco was crushing that race.
Yeah.
And he really could have had a chance to actually break maybe the record.
Exactly.
And I understand, like, you're like, well, we don't want to be the easiest one. And, like, essentially, give a record, like, the easiest. I would believe that, but I could see people saying that. So, it being reactionary, like, Rucker's my boy. We've had, like, a lot of conversations, like, just running all these races together. And just to see them kind of do that as a reaction to slow him down really upset me for him because I would have liked to see him do that. He's, like, the nicest guy. A nicer guy couldn't have done it, you know?
Right.
A more like stand-up person couldn't have broken the record. So the fact that they did that as a reaction, I was like, man, come on.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. He's one of the nicest guys. And I say that, and then I'm like, second place, also a super nice guy. Third place, also like I'm happy to be in a sport that like everyone's super nice, but you're right. Joe Rocco is like really one of a kind. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
So you despite all the chaos and everything, you got age group. So how did that feel?
Oh yeah, I was happy about it. The whole race, I didn't know where I was compared to everybody else. I knew I was having like a pretty good race, but I didn't know where I was.
And again, you said no pit crew, right?
Yeah, and I had no pit crew, so no one was telling me. And when I finished, to see that I was even in the top 5, I was like, oh my god, let's go! Even without like the age group awards, just knowing that I got top 5 at World's Toughest put me on a high. You know what I mean? Because it's like all that hard work I put in paid off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm actually surprised to hear that you didn't have a pit crew because whenever I saw you come in, it felt like you came out really quickly too, which is a good thing to do. It's an amateur mistake to like stay in the pit, but you look like you had like quick pits, so you did a good job with that, especially for being solo.
Yeah, I never stay in the pit for too long. Yeah, I think I only had one in my, like, I think I had one that was like 8 minutes, which is long for me, but I had to change my shoes because I started off in a pair of shoes that I left. I think what happened was I always leave them in my car and they were already like just pushing the limit of being too small.
Yeah.
And I think the heat made them shrink because I run and I get them wet and I throw them in the car and they dry. So my feet were killing me. So I switched over to another pair of shoes I have that are a little bit bigger. They're like a half size bigger, and it was like night and day.
Yeah. What shoes do you typically race in too?
I race in the Nike Kiger 10s. It's kind of an obscure shoe. I know like a lot of OCR guys don't race in them, but they put the Nike React foam in the bottom of them. So like if you're a person who likes a little pop from the sole of your shoe, they're good. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of those, but
yeah,
it's definitely good to know.
You do give up grip. So they're not as grippy as like BJ's. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. And then with the course, like any obstacles that you look forward to or any that you dreaded in addition to Kill a Gorilla? Like what were you using your band on and everything?
Oh man. Rolling mud was sucked.
So, the mud the barbed wire or the mud mile one?
The mud mile.
Yeah.
Mile, usually their dirt isn't clay over there. I think that's why it sucks so bad. It was like rock and like really loose dirt. So you can never get like foot marks, like footprints in it. So I was like, oh, like later on it'll be fine. Like somebody will make little footprints and you can get in and out of there. That thing was kicking my butt the whole time. I thought that the sandbag carry under the cargo net would have been worse, but if you get to it with a couple of people, it was actually doable. It was like fine. I never wear knee pads, so the going under barbed wire because they have all the big rocks, that kills me every year. Next year, I'm really gonna invest in getting like waterproof knee pads or something before the race. So that was killing me. I was using most of my bands though on the Rolling Mud one, and I was going through electroshock, the Mutterhorn, just because Mutterhorn takes so long.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
everything else was fine.
Good. Yeah. Speaking of the cargo net too, what were your thoughts on pyramid scheme, like the switch that they did in the middle of the night? Did you think it was easier before or after? Because some people, I've heard both.
I thought it was easier after. For sure.
Okay.
For me, anyway. But I understand why they switched it. When the guy explained it, I was like, yeah, safety hazards, that makes sense. And when I went to it that one time, if like 2 people or 3 people underneath it going up, because you had to go up backwards, it was cinching down on you. So I understand why they cut that out.
Yeah, definitely. And then what else? What else have you been running? I know you've been crushing the National Series. Oh no, wait, yeah, you were also on the leaderboard for like the most miles for Tough Mudder and everything too. Are you shooting for that this year, or what's the plan for going for that?
So I don't know where I'll be because I did not go to Chicago because I pulled my hamstring, so I couldn't go to it. I'm just getting back. I did that 2 weeks ago, but I put 70 miles on it this week.
Jesus.
So yeah, it's healing real fast. But I don't know where I'll be.
I don't even like to drive that far. Sorry.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah, I know.
That's the first time I ever heard that one. Yeah. So I didn't get to go to that one. So we'll see where I'm at after this, after they calculate that. But if I'm still pretty far up, I'll just go to Colorado and try to get first in that too.
Yeah, no, that's pretty exciting. Was that something that you were intending to chase to, or just since you crushed World's Toughest Mudder so hard?
We were literally sitting in the brunch that morning, and I saw somebody's name that I noticed in like 8th place. And I was like, oh, cool, so-and-so's in 8th place. And my friend touched me, was like, Mike, you're first. And I was like, what? Where are you? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, well, now I want to try to get first for the whole thing.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I'd love to chase that too. Yeah, but Colorado, I definitely have some friends going out to do that. I was hoping to go out there, but I have too much money in flights. This is an expensive ass sport, so
yeah.
not the cards this year. Any plans to return to World's Toughest Mudder next year? Because as it was announced, it's going to be returning to that same venue in 2026 to 2027. So, any thoughts on that?
I can confirm that I will be there next year.
Hell yeah,
100%. And from listening to Rucko's podcast, I got a couple of little tidbits from him that I'm definitely going to use as my strategy. I won't give that away.
Okay.
But he gave me a couple of Easter eggs, and I was like, oh, okay.
He's really like calculated too. Like one, he's a terrific athlete, but like he really dialed in everything for that.
Yeah. And funny listening to him talk about how like he had everything perfectly lined up, and I just get out there and I'm like, yeah, I'll see how I feel at 50 miles. And like, I was listening to one of my friends, and I'm like, I'm so just like, yeah, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. And then you, again, going back to, and I didn't mean to gloss over this, but hitting 95 miles, pretty phenomenal. Any plans for pushing what it's going to take to get that orange jacket? Because everyone wants that.
So, like, again, I'll say it, like, I think I'm going to do it next year. I think I got some good, like, Easter eggs from Rucko's podcast that I hadn't thought about before. And I think I'm going to be able to do it next year. Like, I'm really positive about it, you know?
Yeah.
I know I can run. The hardest part is every time I finish that race, I'm like, I know I can get 100 miles. Like, but I'm just not doing it. So it's really frustrating. So next year, if I can just stick to the game plan, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it.
Yeah. And then are you in search of a pit crew or anything? Are you planning to fly solo again?
Right now, my mom said she's going to come with me.
Oh, sweet.
And yeah. So she'll probably come with me. But like, my mom, as she's gotten older, has become like a very like, I would say she's never been motherly, but she's like very like soft with me now.
You're okay. That was my next question. Yep.
So I'm like, you really can't, like, if I look like I'm struggling, you can't react. You just have to be like very cold and be like, just go back out there. You got to go. So we'll see how she does.
Yeah. Like if I look like shit, lie to me. All right. Tell me I'm looking good.
Just go, you're doing great. Keep going.
That's awesome. I know there are a lot of there were a few athletes over there that family members came to pick crew for them. I think of Kelly Glynn, who had like, I think her mom and dad and like aunt and uncle or something, and like they just made a family trip out of it. And I love seeing that because it's cool to be like a part of the community and everything, right?
Yeah, especially like my mom has come to, I think she came to West Virginia last year, and that was the first race she had ever been to. And I was like, just for you to come to like World's Toughest and experience that, that's the one you need to experience.
Absolutely.
Like, I love West Virginia. It's like one of my favorite races, but to come and experience any race, like it's World's Toughest water. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And then speaking of West Virginia, there's a big event coming up, Trifecta World Championships. I know you talked about your hamstring. Any plans to take on that World Championships as well?
Yeah, I'm already signed up. So, I'm going to be there. I feel like I'm about like 60 or 70% right now.
Okay.
Still got 2 weeks rehabbing it. I put 70 miles on it this week. It's still a little weak, and it's still like needs to get a little more stretching and stuff like that. Maybe like in another week, I think I'm really gonna like right around the time we'll be racing is probably when it'll be back to where like I can actually run good on it. Okay. I'm running good on it now. It's just like I can feel the tightness, but It's only been 2 weeks. Like I did it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, definitely take care of that because that's something that scares the hell out of me. That and like Achilles issues. That's something that was plaguing me, but I think I've got that fixed out for now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's weird because it's all like load-based stuff when you do this, you know?
Yep.
Achilles, hamstring, those are just load-based injuries. Like you put in a big load running, and then I was being stupid with my hamstring, I'll be honest. Like I'd done like 70-something miles that weekend or that week. And then my mom got a beach house and my nephews were there. They're in high school. These young bucks. They're like, they're like running, they're racing. And they're like, we could beat you in a race now. I'm like, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm your uncle. You ain't never beaten me. So, my buddy's helping me. We had kayaking all day. We had drank a couple of beers. I was like, y'all can't beat me, whatever. So I tell my buddy, I was like, hey, if I pull a hamstring, come pick me up. And he's like, just don't do it. And I was like, nah, I have to. And I run, and one of my nephews beats me. And I was like, my legs are really tight. I told my brother, like, it's weird, my legs are feeling really tight. And he's like, my brother's like, yeah, I mean, it's fine, man. Like, you work out all the time. You're probably just tired. And I was like, I'll do one more. And as soon as I, like, took off to run, I felt it. And I was like, oh, I immediately fell to the ground. I tried to play it off. I was like, oh, I'm cramping up a little bit. So I, like, walked to the car, and on the ride home with my buddy, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I pulled my hamstring.
Oh, man. You can't put that shit in the universe, man. Upset. You can't put that shit out there.
Yeah, I know. It's my own fault. And I called it. I was like, yeah, I'll probably put my hamstring. And literally did it.
Oh, in like, no offense, but like the dumbest way you could do it too. Like,
in the dumbest way you could possibly, in the sun all day. Mm-hmm. Probably didn't have enough water. Like,
Yeah, I messed up my knee. I was with cousins, and they were playing like baseball, whatever. He was hitting like the wiffle ball, went over the fence, and they kept like going all the way around. I'm like, oh, don't worry, like I'm an obstacle course racer, I can hop the fence. So I'm barefoot, I hop the fence, and like tweak my knee like a little bit. It bothered me for like months after that. I'm like, how stupid! Out of all the crazy shit I do, it's just playing wiffle ball with my little cousins.
Yeah.
Some bullshit.
I've barely ever got hurt doing a Spartan race, but like just playing around dumb with my friends. Like I get hurt all the time.
It happens, man. So, with West Virginia coming up, we talked about that. What else do you have planned for races? Anything like local or any other fun things that you're looking forward to this year?
There's not a ton for me local. There's a bunch of road races, which I'm not super into. I'm going to try to, like I said, do the 12-hour in Colorado. I think the Pan American or something like that championships for Spartan, I might jump in and try to do that too. I want to do Vermont.
Oh, Killington.
One of my buddies.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to do Killington again. One of my buddies might do it. So if he goes, I'll definitely go to that. West Virginia, of course, and the Virginia Spartan race just because it's so close to me. And yeah, I'll probably end the year in November. They go to like South Carolina or North Carolina, one of those. Probably there.
Nice. And then just to clarify too, for Killington, would that be the Ultra again?
Yeah, the Ultra. Every time I do Killington, I do the Ultra. It's like, because people, I'll go to races and they'll go, you never do the Ultra, you never do the Ultras. And I go, I do the hardest Ultra. If I do an Ultra, I do the hardest one every year. Yeah, y'all can't give me anything about it. Like, I do the hardest one.
Absolute 1% for people that can finish that. That's phenomenal. Yeah. And you talked about it earlier, but any people you'd like to thank? Talk a little bit about Team Onyx.
Yeah, I mean, big shout out to Team Onyx. They've done a ton for me since I've gotten to the sport. My mom, they all are doing this stuff. My buddy Jacob's driving right now, driving me back from. I think we ended up getting like 17 or 18 miles on the mountain, like 5,000 feet of elevation. So he's gotten like way more into like Spartan racing and running because of me, I think I would say. But I guilted him. Yeah, I guilted him. Like, yeah, and all my family and friends, like all the people I compete against in Spartan, because like those have become like some of my best friends now. I can't wait to see those guys when I line up against them. I know it sounds weird, but like it just so happens when you do this sport, like you get really close to the people you actually race against. So you get to know them as people, and a lot of times, I mean, they're just great people,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Unified by trying to crush that course. So.
Yeah.
And where can people follow you on social media?
On Instagram, Wild Boy Strobe. I am on Facebook. I don't get up there a lot, but you can follow me on Facebook, just at Mike Strobel. Nothing cool there. But mostly my Instagram at Wild Boy Strobe.
Awesome, man.
TikTok. So my TikTok is State of Endurance. It used to be Wild Boy Strobe, but I lost. I can't remember that password, so it's State of Endurance. So I just thought that sounded cool. I might change to Wild Boy Strobe later on somehow. I'll message them and try to see if I can get that back.
There you go. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and have a safe drive back.
Thanks, man.
Welcome back.
Thank you for taking the time to come on the show, Mike. It was great finally getting the chance to talk to you and meeting you very briefly at World's Toughest Mudder. Hope to help you reach your goal at World's Toughest Mudder next year.
I'm sad that I don't know him.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there you don't know.
I know, but I'm trying to become a part of the community.
For related episodes, we haven't had him on the show before. We didn't really cover the US National Series this year. And, well, I guess the World's Toughest Mudder episodes. You can go back and listen to those. Those got some love.
Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts. We are Obstacle Running Adventures on all the podcast players.
You can like us over on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, but Instagram's definitely our main place.
You can support us over on Patreon for as little as $2 or as many as $10, and that money goes directly back into us supporting the sport of OCR.
Yeah, the July Patreon video was the series of games that I beat Caitlin in, except for one where we tied.
I lost all of them?
2.
I didn't realize.
That's okay. I didn't realize until I was editing. And one was luck, too. Except you chose poorly.
Well, I don't know what I thought.
Coming up next, either the book review I keep wanting to say book review. Book interview.
I can do a book review.
If the author gets back to you. I thought the ORM podcast would be done by now, so I figured to have an episode with him, or maybe something else. So we will see. Nothing really planned for next week, I guess. Okay, I got a joke or a quote?
I do. My quote is from Paulo Coelho. Maybe the journey isn't about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you, so that you can be what you were meant to be in the first place.
Nice. What do you have for a joke?
What does a bee use to brush its hair?
I saw the answer. That's a good one, though.
A honeycomb.
Yeah. I just have to flip this over. Look at that. All right. Well, that just wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name is Caitlin Ritter.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you're feeling motivated, inspired,
And ready to take on your next race or training run.
If you've enjoyed this week's episode, leave us a review
And share it with your fellow adventurous friends.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Join us every week for more news.
Stories and interviews from the community.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
And our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, what's up?
Not much. I'm glad we were finally able to get this to work.
Yeah.